Hello everybody, I'm Matthew Olsen and SamuraiHex. Welcome back to another episode of the Arsenal Football Manager 2024 Beta Save. Now, I know it's not the Beta Save and I know the first winter update has come out for FM24 now, but it's still technically started in the beta, so it's all to do with the beta. I've been prolonging this for ages. I didn't actually get to do this third season until January time, and then I've just prolonged recording. I finally did the job, guys, so go check that out. So now I'm doing the third season, the final season with Arsenal, and seeing where it takes us. So if you haven't watched last episode, go watch it now. We of course won the Premier League for the second time in a row in 2 seasons. In the end, 2 points off Chelsea's in second place. We have a Club World Cup, FIFA Club World Cup playing. We won the Carabao Cup. We won the FA Community Shield. We were unfortunately knocked out in the Champions League quarter-final. Runners up in the UEFA Super Cup, but winners of the Emirates FA Cup. So technically, you could say we did a quadruple, just not the true quadruple. But yeah, I'm going to skip ahead, look at transfers, see what sort of stuff we will do. Now, if you have forgotten, since last episode, season 2, this episode, I decided to bring in a policy where we can actually only sign in English talent. So yeah, we've got a load of English players, and we can only sign English players for this third season. So the transfers have happened at the 3rd of September 2025. And yeah, we'll look at the transfers. So we sold Alexander Zinchenko. I just didn't think he was good enough for our team. His ratings these past 2 seasons have been quite poor, and he hardly played at all last season, so we got a profit, 50 million from Newcastle. I think that's a really good offer. Loaned out some players, and then before the start of the season we brought in a few players. Luis Felipe, I know it's technically not an English talent, but I thought any under 21 or 21 or under players could join as long as they were free or something like that. So Luis Felipe joined on a free transfer from Sao Paulo. Fikayo Tomori joins us as a £34.5 million transfer from Milan. He comes in as a squad player. Thomas Galvez joins us as another one of those players that is a free transfer, so we can sign him. He joins from Man City on free transfer. And Jordan Zamora, another English player, even though he plays for Zimbabwe. He comes in on a £12 million deal from Udinese. The only player released was Alex Kirk, who was never going to be good enough for our team. And then other players that joined: Callum Wilson joined on a free transfer from Newcastle. Kobe Mainu joins us for our DM midfielder area. Fringe player, could get really good, and this was in the beta before he was playing for Man U. So I reckon in the winter update he's much better, because he seems to be really good. But yeah, he joined us on a £35 million deal for Man U. John Stones joins us for £30 million for Man City. Then Jason Steele joins us £7.75 million as our backup goalkeeper from Brighton. Jared Braithwaite joins us for £48 million from Everton. Will Dixon joins us for £1 million from Man City, and the only way I could get him was by a green squad player, and I just did it. And now he's probably going to be unhappy when he's not registered for the Champions League, but oh well. Jamal Musiala joins for £109 million. Now you might be wondering, he's German, you're only meant to be signing English players. Well, look at that there. That little thing means he has English nationality. So because of that, we signed him and paid £109,350,000 per week. He looks amazing. Etienne Green joins us as another goalkeeper, backup from Saint Etienne. He is French English, so yeah. And Ebere Eze joins us for £45.5 million from Crystal Palace. Then we loaned out a few players. Henry Timmy Davis went out on a free transfer. Guido Rodriguez was sold out Nasir. I wasn't going to sell him, but I thought we can maybe get English talent and get rid of the ones that aren't English talent, because that's why I'm doing this game. You can only sign English players. So yeah, Guido Rodriguez went down Nasir. Thomas Partey was also sold, this time to Chelsea, £27.5 million. Zan Vipotnik, who we can admit was a bit of a failed signing, and Jordan Udinese for £15 million. However, we did get double the profit from when we signed him from Bordeaux. Marquinhos was sold to West Ham. We also sold Gabriel Barbosa, who was just not good enough, to Bournemouth. A load of more players were loaned out. Catalan Sergio was sold on the cheap to Middlesbrough. And then William Saliba was sold £120 million to Real Madrid. He became unhappy. I initially rejected it, and he pulled up such a fuss, and I thought, okay, you're not English, you're gonna be sold. And so we got £120 million for him, and then like 40 million over his value, which, to be honest, I should have thought the 100 million that they were offering is originally, but thankfully, because I held off, we still got £20 million more, which was good. Real Walters, just a youngster that could never get good enough for Arsenal, was sold to Wolves. We loaned out a few more players. David Raya was sold to Inter. He was always unhappy because he was never a good, never the starting goalkeeper. He was always the backup. So we just sold him, and because of that we got Jason Steele and Etienne Green. Seb Ferdinand, who I don't think was going to get good enough, he was sold to Swansea. Mika Beerith was sold to Luton. Benjamin White also got unhappy because he wanted to leave. We eventually sold him for just under £50 million to Liverpool. Leandro Trossard was sold for £50 million to Atletico. I didn't think we needed him, so we managed to sell him for a good amount of money. Carl Jacob Hine was sold, and that's why we got Etienne Green in. Oh wow, he was going to be sold to Bristol City. Because of that, we tried to get Etienne Green in, and he came in before. And more players were loaned out. So the current results in the FIFA Club World Cup, well, I've just seen it there. We won every single game on the group stage, which was against ES Tunis, SL Benfica, and Colo Colo. We then beat Urawa Red Diamonds in the second round of the Club World Cup, before then playing Inter in the quarter-final and beating them. Real Madrid we won in the semi-final, and we beat Man City in the final to win the Club World Cup. We then won every single game in the friendlies, and then lost to Chelsea on penalties in the Community Shield, lost to Leeds in the first game of the season, lost to Man City in the second game. However, we beat Reading 7-0. Yes, Reading, who in real life are quite awful, no offence to Reading fans, but I think you can agree because of the whole bad ownership. They got 2 back-to-back promotions. First one was in first, second one they finished third, got through the playoffs. So they've had 2 promotions in 2 seasons, and now they're in the Premier League and fighting against all tooth and nail to try and stay up. So first off, some news about Bukayo Saka. He was touted to go to Man City for a £100 million deal, and I remember a bit earlier last season, Man City came in for an offer in January, and he got really upset with me, but he ended up getting a bit more happier once we won the league. Well, I decided to stop that, and I've just offered him a new contract, so he's now on £325,000 till 2030. Load of loyalty bonuses, assist bonuses of quite a lot. So yeah, he's here for the long future. That is good. But the rest of the results since last time. So after the Reading victory, we lost to Liverpool, so we were really poor at that point. However, we then turned it around, winning in the Champions League against Porto, beat West Ham 8-1. Brentford 6-0 in the FA Cup third round, drew against Newcastle, beat Barcelona, beat Forest, beat Wolves, beat Viking in the Champions League. Southampton we won 5-0. Nottingham Forest we won on penalties in the FA Cup 4th round, then beat Leicester 6-1, Galatasaray we won 2-1, Everton we won 6-0, Brentford we won 4-1, beat Borussia Dortmund in the UEFA Champions League, 3-0 against Brighton in the Prem, then 2 draws against Tottenham and Man U. AZ we won 8-0, Burnley we won 3-0, Chelsea we won in the quarterfinal of the AFL Cup, then beat Crystal Palace, Aston Villa and Chelsea again. And that currently takes us to second in the league. If it weren't for that really shaky start, we would probably be top. Only 2 points behind Man City, who thankfully have been dropping points, which is quite good to say. They've been drawing quite a few games, which is really good. We've already qualified from the UEFA Champions League group and qualified in all places in the top 8, so we're really good in that. And yeah, we're playing Sunderland in the semi-final of the Carabao Cup. So we've got Jared Braithwaite unhappy. Apparently it's to do with wanting to play at the World Cup, and he's not playing enough. And yet I said squad play for you is good enough, and 7 games, 1 goal, 1 assist. Maybe you deserve to play a bit more. But compared to the other players, you're not as good. He's got unhappy. But we didn't sell him in the January transfer window. People that did leave and did join, however, the only person to really be sold in the youth prospect was Thomas Galvez, who of course joined us at the start of this season. Southampton came in for him and we just accepted that back because he didn't look good enough. Yes, and Jesper Esprilla was sold to Bayern for £35 million. They just came in for him, and I thought, you know what, I don't think he's going to get any better. He might, but we are focusing on English talent, so he can be gone for 35 million. I'll take it. And then the only player that joined was his replacement was Ademola Lookman, who is Nigerian but also got the English nationality. So he joins us as a 3-star ability player. Bit high wages, but 28.5 million from Atlanta, considering his quality. That is really good, and I think he's also started off quite well with 1 goal in 1 game. The results, however, in January we lost to Man City, which was really unfortunate. However, we won in the third round of the FA Cup, won in the 2 semi-finals against Sunderland, beat Leeds at the Prem, beat Reading in the Prem. Standard Liège we won in the Champions League, we beat Derby 6-0. Fortunate for Derby, really upset there. I'm a Derby fan. I always say that, but new people might find this channel out and I'm like, oh, why are you saying tough luck Derby? We also beat Lazio in the Champions League final. Champions League league phase. We're getting a bit ahead of that, Matthew. Hopefully we get to the final. West Ham we won it in the Premier League as well as beating Liverpool. Currently takes us to top of the league, but the unfortunate part is Man City have a game in hand, so if they win that they'll be 3 points ahead, which is basically that win that they had against us. But we did qualify top of our of the Champions League phase, which is really good. Man City and Chelsea, the other 2 English teams in the top 8, Liverpool and Aston Villa in the other top 16 or middle 16. So after the game against West Ham, which we won, we then beat Liverpool. I think I've already said that, but we also beat Newcastle, we beat Forest, we beat Wolves. In the FA Cup final, we beat Bournemouth 3-1 to get our first trophy of the season. Aston Villa we won in the FA Cup 5th round. Southampton we won. Then we beat Borussia Dortmund in the first leg of the round of 16, and then during the second leg, but between that beating Leicester 4-0. We then beat Everton in the FA Cup quarter final, relying on penalties there. However, we then played them again away from home and beat them 1-0. Brentford we won 6-2. Napoli we won in the quarter final of the Champions League 2-0. Brighton we won 2-0. Napoli we then won again in the second leg at home. We won against Brighton in the semi-final of the FA Cup, getting to a final again at Wembley. Tottenham and Man U we won, and Aston Villa we won in the semi-final of the Champions League. Surprised that Aston Villa got that, but really good. I don't know if it's Unai Emery in charge. It is. He's very overpowered in this game. I find any club he manages does like amazingly well, and if they're like an underdog, they just exceed expectations. If it's a big club, he wins everything. That's how good he is as a tactic creation mastermind in FM24. But yeah, he lost to us in the Champions League semi-final, first leg and second leg. Burnley we won 7-2, Aston Villa we won it again in the Premier League, Crystal Palace we won in the Premier League, then in the FA Cup final we won 2-0 against West Ham, drew against Chelsea in the Premier League, and then in the final of the Champions League we beat Man City on penalties. If it weren't for Mateo Kovacic goal in the 121st minute, we would have won automatically in extra time. Thankfully, we did well on penalties, and we also won the league. So we've finally done a quadruple, a proper quadruple. Premier League, first in the league. Man City ended up finishing 7 points behind us in second. I think their run in the Champions League cost them, while it didn't cost us. Chelsea, West Ham and Liverpool were the other teams getting the UEFA Champions League. Man U got in the Europa League alongside Everton and Tottenham in the UEFA Conference League. Aston Villa, Forest, Newcastle, Leeds, Burnley, Brentford, Southampton, Brighton and Crystal Palace all on the teams that survived relegation. And then Leicester, Reading and Wolves got relegated. In the end, Reading actually didn't do too badly and only lost on the final day of the season thanks to their abysmal goal difference alongside Leicester. So Crystal Palace count themselves lucky that they didn't concede too many goals, or they scored quite a lot of goals, depending on which it is. We also won the Champions League, of course, against Man City, won the Emirates FA Cup final, and won it in the Carabao Cup final. So we've done the quadruple. It's not Man City that are doing it. It's not going to be Liverpool that are doing it. It's going to be Arsenal that are doing it. And yeah, that is the end of this episode. If we quickly look at the best players, Bukayo Saka was amazing. Martinelli was amazing. Gabriel Jesus was amazing. Abreze was surprising. I didn't think him to be that good, but it was really, really good. And Cisse did well when he played. So did Ademola Lookman in the second half of the season. He was really good. And Martin Odegaard was good as well. Maybe not as many goals or assists as I probably would have wanted him to get. Etienne Green did good when he came and played. Declan Rice did decently and got quite a lot of assists. Kobe Mano did decently as well. Gabriel did decently. Emil Smith-Rowe did well. Ivan Toney did well for saying he was backup striker. Most of the season was 17 goals. Jamal Musiala did well, but he was injured for most of the season, or half the season, and didn't really get back into the team. Aaron Ramsdale was our best goalkeeper, of course. James Ward-Prowse did well, though maybe not as many assists as I would like to have got. Conor Gallagher did well as well. Kvyat did well, not as well as the past few seasons though. Then we've got Fikayo Tomori, Braithwaite, who did play a bit more games and is now no longer unhappy. Tyreek Mitchell, John Stones and Kieran Tierney, Alexander Arnold all got 6.9s, so they didn't do too badly. Jason still didn't do that well in his first few games, but 6.83, he was okay. And Callum Wilson hardly played and didn't do too badly. He's now retiring at the end of the season. He also got unhappy that he wanted to leave, but no one wanted to buy him, and then he's just retired outright. And then Zamora hardly played all season, didn't even get a rating because he hardly played, but he did play 2 games in the Premier League at £12 million. It is always going to be a backup, a fringe player, but I don't think he did too badly in the games he did play. So yeah, very, very good. And if you want to check out the tactic that I use, it's called the Lawkeeper Arsenal. The week before I record this, which probably about 3 weeks to a month before it comes out on this channel, it was the highest rated tactic on Steam Workshop for a week, which just blows my mind. So it must be a successful tactic for the people and not just with Arsenal. So if you want to get out and give it a try, just search SamuraiHex or the Lawkeeper on the Steam Workshop and click download, and yeah, why don't you follow me on Steam while you're at it. Yeah, that is the end of this episode. Next episode for the Arsenal save will be a tiny look into the future, maybe 5 or 10 years, see what happens to all these players. I highly doubt the manager will focus on the English talent, but we can always see it and see what happens. So yeah, if you're excited for that, and you've like this video, like the video. Subscribe to the channel as well for more FM24 content. I've got this save, which will be ending next episode. I've also got a Derby County update as well. I've got the Manager of Legends save. I've got a Build a Nation save in Sweden. I've got a Rebuild / Road to Glory with Chesterfield. And I've also got Tactical Masterclass, which is a Road to Glory, Journeyman, and Tactic Testing series all in one go. So subscribe for the channel for that and hit the bell for mobile notifications so you never miss an upload. Comment a comment, as long as you keep it nice and friendly, in the comment section saying well done and is this tactic working well for you. So tell me in the comment section down below, and you can also check out the rest of my socials down in the description as well, such as Twitch, Twitter /X, and Discord. So yeah, I've been Matthew, also known as SamuraiHex. I'll see you all next time. Hex signing out. Bye everybody.